My name is Imelda Williams. With this presentation, I'm going to introduce you to the preliminary image evaluation form that we're going to use for some of your summative assessments as well as for the practice bank. I'm also going to introduce you to the software that we're going to use so that you can view and manipulate the images. Just a word on the software is that we are currently working with a vendor to provide a different software, as the current software is only available on a Windows PC. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to let you know that you can actually view the software on any device. So I have here on this first case, which I want to show you, is a wrist. So you can see there's two images there. We have a PA as well as a lateral view. And then just below that is the words general opinion, and there's two tick boxes. And the first tick box is normal and the second tick box is abnormal. It's important that you have a general opinion when you view your images. So you need to tick whether you think this is a normal case or an abnormal case, because that would indicate your sensitivity and your specificity. Then below that, there is the specific opinion, and you will see that under those there's tick boxes for alignment, bone, cartilage and joints, and soft tissue. So the way it's set up is according to the ABC search strategy. So for alignment, if you think there's something abnormal, you would tick that box. However, if you think there's nothing wrong with alignment, you don't normally have to tick the normal box. This is just to give you time, to save you some time when you do the exams, but you could tick normal if you want to. Once you've worked through the ABCs, then you have to provide an overall preliminary image evaluation. It's important that you fill that in. Even if you have ticked that the case is normal, you still need to provide your preliminary image evaluation where you say this is a normal case, no fractures seen or no dislocations noted. So in terms of how you get scored for each case, there's a half a mark for the general opinion, and then overall there will be half a mark for the specific opinion. And the overall preliminary image evaluation will be 1 mark. So in total, there's 2 marks for each of the cases. So if we now just look carefully at the case that you can see here, you can see on the lateral view that there is a disruption with the alignment. So that's abnormal. There's no indication of any bone fractures. Because the disruption is in the wrist joint, your joint is abnormal and then the soft tissue is normal. So your overall opinion then will be abnormal, and the only abnormalities you need to tick here is the alignment and then the joint. And this is very typical of a perilunate dislocation. So in your overall PIE, you will then write that it is a perilunate dislocation. I'm now going to introduce you to the software. And firstly, when you open up the software, you will get a menu. In this one, I've only got one case, and it shows that it is a hand. So when you open up the case, then you should be able to see this. And at the top, you have 3 tiles that indicates that there are 3 projections for this case. You can view all 3 at the same time. However, if you move the cursor down, your mouse down, you should be able to see a tile box coming up. And when you click on the tile screen, if you want to view only 1 image at a time, you could do that. Also with the software, if you want to change the contrast and density, so if you want to play around with the windowing, you can do that by clicking on the windowing level. And then if you want to zoom in, if you want to look much more carefully, you can pick up a magnifier and you will be able then to view the images much more closer. So in this case in particular, you can see that there is a lucency, and this is on the 5th metacarpal. So we can see there's some lucent lines there on the PA view. And then on the more oblique view, this becomes much more apparent. The important thing on the oblique view is you can actually see that the lucencies are going through the articular surface. On the lateral view of the hand, so if we now look very carefully, doesn't really look like there is any dislocation. So moving down, so how should you now complete that? So on our PAE form, first thing is obviously abnormal. The bone is abnormal. Because it is intra-articular, it means it has gone into the joint spaces, so the joint spaces is abnormal and there is quite a bit of soft tissue swelling. So your overall preliminary evaluation should be very short and succinct, and it should be something like that there is a comminuted fracture at the base of the fifth metacarpal, which extends into the carpometacarpal articular surface, and there is some overlying soft tissue swelling. So I hope that this makes some sense for you. If you've got any queries, please contact me and I can work you through this again. Thank you.